There you go. Come on, Wyatt. Shit. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh yeah. There you go. You know, I found that ever since my wife took the big mirror out of the garage to bring it back inside, the one that was leaning up against that window, I found it a little bit harder to self-correct and teach my form. As I've said, I think on the first or second video, I had a bad tendency in the past, as you saw in that first clip that I played. When the weight gets heavy and I'm coming up, my knees will kind of go in. So one big goal I had during this series was to focus more on the technique rather than the weight. And I think that's very evident because the only amount of weight I have goes up to 210 pounds, which is not a whole lot of weight. I mean, especially in comparison, if you look at that video from 3 years ago that I included in the beginning. I mean, that was me. I think I was with my brother. He came and visited me from the West Coast here in Kansas. And I think that was 120 kilos. I was attempting it for 4 reps, only squeezed out 3. I think including the raw footage of failing is just as important as the footage of succeeding. I hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, my wife, I don't know if you've noticed in the previous videos, but there's been a big mirror right in front of the squat rack, and my wife took it inside. And I am wondering what that has to do with the way I lift. Because as you'll see in this clip here, or excuse me, this video, in the end, I do my last couple sets facing the other direction with my back towards the window, which I normally don't do, but because there's no mirror in the garage, there's no rhyme or reason as to why I can't squat the other way. I find it a bit more difficult, like I said, to correct my technique now that there is no mirror. And I think that's funny. I mean, let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you find it easier to lift with a mirror there? Aside from boosting your own ego and saying, yeah, I look tough. I mean, from a real technique standpoint, is it easier to lift with a mirror? Is it easier to lift without a mirror? Is it better to look at the footage afterwards and correct and fix it for the next time? Me personally, I think I've gotten to the point, this is day 11 now, I think I've gotten to the point to where I know what feels normal, and I don't necessarily need a mirror, but I liked the mirror being there, because that way, let's say if it was getting tough, I could correct myself automatically versus having to watch the video back like I am today and then going, oh, okay, when it got heavy, when I got tired, my knees started going a little bit. So I don't know, let me know your guys' thoughts. I don't think it's that big of a difference, but I know some people can't stand without having a mirror. They've got to have it so they can stare at themselves all workout. Me personally, I like it for the proper form aspect, not necessarily the look at me. I mean, I'm not super strong and super buff and fit by any means. I'm a pretty average guy. But I do like having it there. It gives a little sense of security that I'm doing it properly versus doing it heavily. You know, squatting good versus squatting heavy. So let me know your thoughts. We have the verse of the day coming up. This is one of my favorite verses. I guess I say that about all of them. But Proverbs 13:20, walk with the wise, become wise, befriend fools, and get into trouble. That was actually one of the first tattoos I ever got on myself. I have it up my rib cage. There's another one very similar to that. I think it's 1 Corinthians 15:33. Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I know it's very similar about being with the wicked and becoming wicked and being good and becoming good. I think the people you surround yourself with, people say you are the average of your 5 best friends, which I think that's true to an extent, but at the same time, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. That's what Dan Pena, he's a billionaire, extremely offensive. I don't listen to him a whole lot, but one of his big things is show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Because you're hanging around with a bunch of losers. How do you think you're going to be? But at the same time, it's biblical that we need to enjoy being in the presence of normal people, as the Bible says. We need to enjoy being with people who are not like us. And that is a biblical principle. I'll have to pull that up for reference maybe in the next video. We need to cry with those who are crying. We need to celebrate with those who are celebrating. Sort of a short video today. A little longer than yesterday's. Yeah, I thought it was a good day. I went up to 210 pounds. I did, I think, 2 sets of 5 front squat, 2 sets of 5 back squat. And then this last set here, I did them simultaneously, so just no rest really. Did the 5 front squat, racked it, did the 5 back squat. And this was what I was talking about, facing the opposite direction I normally face. But since there's no mirror, there's no reason to face any one way. I could turn my whole body to the right if I wanted, or to the left. But yeah, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 12.